Hello everyone, my name is Siddhanth. I'm a first year computer science and engineering student at Sri Venkateswaraya College of Engineering, and today I will be doing a presentation on how to do isometric drawing for computer aided engineering designing. So we'll start off with this question. A sphere of 50 millimeter diameter rests centrally on top of a cube of side 50 millimeter, which also rests on top of a pyramid of base 60 millimeter and height 40 millimeters. Draw its isometric projection. So I would like to start off by drawing the pyramid. So as stated, the pyramid has a base of 60 millimeter. So selecting the line we'll start by selecting the line option, make it into a visible line, and we will just take any random point and make the length 60 and the angle 30. Then we'll make another line 60 and the angle minus 30. Then we make another line 60, the angle minus 150. Then we make another line 60 and the angle 150. And now we have our base. Now, at the to find the height, we have to first find the the center of this um, diamond-shaped figure right now. So I'll plot lines from one point to another, and with this we get our center. From this center, I'll select a visible line. From this center, I'll draw upward the height, which is 40 millimeters, and the angle is 90. And with this, we have our height. Now we join each point to this point on top of the pyramid. And there we have our pyramid. Now we will use the trim tool to cut off all the remaining lines which are not visible. So this is our pyramid that we have. Now we have to make a cube of 50 millimeter side. So we'll do the same thing. We'll make a line anywhere 50 and angle 30, another line 50 angle minus 30, another line 50 angle minus 150, and finally just join it over here and you have one base. Now I would like to extend this all the way down and keep the length 50 and the angle as minus 90. This is going to be the height of the cube. And I will just use the move tool and use this copy option. I'll highlight the cube, select it on this point, and bring it down and join it here. So now it has copied it. And I'll select this point, and paste it over here. And with that, we have our cube. I'll select the trim option and trim off everything so that it seems to be a proper solid cube without any invisible lines being shown. For In order for me to place this centrally on top of this pyramid, I am going to select the line tool and I'll use the normal line. I'll connect this point to this point, and this is already at the midpoint of this. So I'll again now use the move tool and I'll disable this copy option. I'll select everything, and at this point I'll rest it on the top of this pyramid, and now it's resting centrally. It will rest centrally normally, and I'll use the trim option and trim these two and trim the invisible side. And now it looks like there is a cube resting on top of a pyramid centrally, like as if it's balancing on it. I'll just move this all a little bit this side to create space to make the sphere. Now for the sphere, which says the diameter is 50. So for this, I'll need to draw another cube of the diameter that is mentioned. So 50 angle 30. side 50, angle minus 13, side 50, angle minus 150, and then you just join it back here, and we have this. I forgot to make this all into a visible line, so I'm going to use the line tool and make everything into visible. Make this, make this into visible, this, and this also into visible. Now it's all in the visible. And now I will use this line, make this into normal, and from this point, I will join this corner to the midpoint of this line, this to the midpoint of this line. Then from the opposite corner, I'll join this to that midpoint of this line, and this to the midpoint of this line. With this, we can draw the surface of the sphere, and we're using the arc by length tool. I'll make the center point over here and the other point over here, and I'll draw an arc like this again on the opposite side to over here, and draw an arc like this, and another one from here to here, draw an arc like this, and then from here to here, and draw an arc like this. And with that, we have the surface of our sphere. Now we can just draw a midpoint between these two lines, and from this point over here, we again use the arc by center, select this midpoint to here, and draw here to here, and draw a circle like this. I'm going to use the extend to next tool and complete the circle. So now we have our circle, and we have our hemisphere inside the sphere. So I'll use the trim tool and trim off all the unnecessary parts of the diagram. And this is how we get our sphere with the hemisphere inside. We don't need the hemisphere for this particular question. I just drew it for practice and reference. So I will also be trimming these. I will also be trimming the hemisphere. And with just this, I'll make this into a visible. And to put this centrally on top of this cube, I'll use the line tool, make it into normal, and draw one line from here. And now the midpoint is available of this line. I have to rest this part of the sphere onto this point. So I will take the move option, hold it on this part and place it over here. And I will use the trim option and trim the diagonal. And then again, I'll use the move, select the everything. I'll select the entire image, and move it inside the center, and there we have our isometric drawing. I'll fit it into the screen, and now I will be using the scale option, and I will select this entire thing and scale it to 0.816, which is required for the exam, and it will be like this. And with that, we have finished our problem. A sphere of 50 millimeter diameter rests centrally on top of a cube of side 50 millimeters, which also rests on top of a pyramid of base 60 millimeters and height 40 millimeters. Draw its isometric projection. This is the isometric projection. Thank you.